One, two, one, two. Yes, yes, yeah. Uh, uh. What up, world? How y'all doing, man? Back at it. It's been a minute. It's been a little bit too much of a minute since I've been back here with y'all, man. Everything is copacetic. Wherever you are, man, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing good. It's beautiful right now here in the Northwest, man, in Portland. We getting our sun, and it's a beautiful time of year coming out of the colder winter, wet months. We start getting this sun. It helps you. That's what I be telling people, man. When people are like, yo, don't it rain? Don't you be getting sick of the rain? It's that and the third. And I be telling people, but yo, that rain does two things. One, it keeps it beautiful here, man. It keeps it green, you know. And two, it just, it helps me celebrate and appreciate this time of year. So we are definitely getting some warm weather. I think it's gonna be in the 80s today. Got out and did a little work outside. I'm gonna go out and do some more later today. I gotta wash my car, yo. My car is filthy right now, but yeah, man, I'm definitely enjoying this time of year. So it's definitely a beautiful time of year. It's a lot has happened since the last time I recorded, and again because it's been a long time since I recorded, so a lot of stuff to talk about, a lot of stuff to get caught up on. Um, I always have to make sure, you never know when it's gonna be somebody's first time checking in, tapping in to the podcast. So I always want to be sure to let folk know, the many places, the many platforms that you can catch me. I do a radio show in Portland, Oregon on X-Ray FM uh every Saturday night from 8 to 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's a dope show. Focuses on hip hop primarily, funk, soul, R&B. It's just a great 2 hours of music, interviews, concert giveaways, concert ticket giveaways. It's really dope, man. You should tap in for real, for real. You never know who I might have an opportunity to have on as a guest who might pop through. Uh, and I just did an episode of the show last night and gave away some tickets to a show, and I got like a list of shows that are coming up that I'm gonna have tickets to give away. So tap in, you never know. You know what I mean? You might get to see a great show here in the Portland metro area. If you're thinking about coming into Portland, especially uh this time of year, everywhere, but here in Portland, there's gonna be some dope shows that are coming up, some out even at some outdoor venues. So yeah, tap in, man. Every Saturday night, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you're in Portland, 107.1, 91.1. If you're on the Oregon coast, 91.7. Or you can just stream the show no matter where you are at xray.fm. I also do another show, and I have an opportunity to do this one. It's a weekly joint that you can tap into every weekday, Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. It's called The Rhythm. It's on the radio station, The Numbers. It's The Numbers with a Z, The Numbers FM. It's a radio station that is curated by people of color and really focuses on a lot of things that are happening in the city that affect people of color. So you can tap into that, man, and that's just me playing joints. Just an hour show that you can catch, like I said, every weekday, Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. And I got some other things that I'm cooking up, man. Potentially with the numbers, that I'm really really excited about. I do a couple podcasts besides this one. One is called Cliff Notes, and I had a chance to do an episode of Cliff Notes live with the numbers. And as I'm leaning into tapping into people more through this podcast, through the Everything is Copacetic podcast, um, there's some stuff that you might you might just continue to stay tap in. You know what I mean? Wherever you listen to your podcast, the numbers has a Twitch channel. So if you on Twitch, you can check out the numbers. There's some really cool live streams that are done there on the numbers with the Z on their Twitch channel. So stay tuned. I'll be talking more about it here as well as some of the other platforms as I roll out more information on that. So those are some of the things to get caught up on in terms of the things that I'm doing. Um if you're watching the live stream or the video of this, you see, there's some artwork in the background, some vinyl. I have I have a bunch of cassettes that are just in a cassette case sitting in a closet somewhere. I haven't even pulled out in a minute. I have a couple cassette players, but don't really mess with them. I got a bunch of CDs that I'm looking at, and I got some vinyl. But some of the vinyl, even though I have, I think, all of their catalog digitally, I don't have all of the De La Soul catalog on vinyl. And so I'm playing catch up, man. And a lot of it, I'm trying to go directly through through their website, delasoul.com, I believe is what it is, to just to get the catalog. Shout out to Fat Beats. I know I got a couple pieces through Fat Beats, but if you're looking at the video, you can see the 3 Feet High and Rising over here. De La Soul is Dead over here. I just got Balloon Mind State. This one right here, it just came in the mail uh last week. So now I got Balloon Mind State. I know that AOI Part 1 and 2 are both on the way. I'm trying to get the whole catalog. I have The Anonymous Nobody, and I got that one autographed, which is so dope by all the members of De La Soul. Well, since the last time I recorded a episode of this podcast, we've lost one of the members of De La. We lost Trugoy the Dove, Dave. And it's crazy, man. That one that hit me hard, I think, in great part. I've just been a really big De La Soul fan for many, many years. I remember the first time I saw them perform was at University of New Orleans, and it was the tour that they were on the tour with NWA, and De La opened, and I was a big De La Soul fan then, and I remember at the time, people were trying to figure out, I think, who De La was as a crew, and a lot of folk were celebrating. It was sort of the era of people celebrating gangster rap, which is what it is, man, but I've been a De La Soul fan since. I've had an opportunity to see them, I think, maybe a total of 4 times, maybe, live. And, so I just, like I said, I think I had the whole catalog on digital. So when I knew that Dave was ill when they did a documentary. I think the name of the documentary is De La Soul is Not Dead, or something to the fact to that effect. Um, Dave shared that I think in the documentary he was wearing a heart monitor, and then on social he put out there was a photo of him like in the hospital over the last few years, and so I knew that he was battling some health issues, but I didn't know, you never know the extent of where folk are at. And I feel like of the 3 members, Dave was the one who maybe didn't tap in as much on social media. So where Mace would do live streams, so you could see the dugout and the things that Mace was doing, and Pos was often on social media. You didn't really see Dave as much, and so I think maybe of the 3, he was not as maybe he was a little bit more private than the other 2 members. But at any rate, man, when word came out that he passed, man, that hit hard for real, for real. And it's sad, it's a shame to me that that happens in many aspects of life, right? Like we end up celebrating people, and once they're gone, I get it. We're humans, and some of it is you're just you're uh when people pass it, you do reminisce about who they were to you in your life and what they offered, especially if it's somebody in the entertainment industry or whatever the case may be. And but at any rate, man, it's just, it's a loss. It's a loss for the art form, obviously a loss for his family. Um, so at any rate, I'm getting the whole catalog on vinyl. I know that I've been watching, man, shoot. I've been watching so many interviews and this, that, and the third. And I know in an interview, both Pos and May said that they will continue uh, the De La legacy, that AOI 3 is the next one that May said is absolutely that they're gonna be releasing. I know that they mentioned that there's a bunch of verses that they have that Dave recorded before his passing, and so I'm really looking forward to hearing them continue to make music. Just I feel like one of the best bands in this genre that I love, and have obviously, 30 years, or I guess it's been 30 years. Um, the worst part of it is No, I take that back. It's not the worst part. A sad part of it is just as they had gotten to the place where their catalog was being released digitally, um, Dave didn't live to see that come to fruition, which is sad. Um, but we're still celebrating De La. So most anything that you see me doing, you'll definitely be hearing something about De La, I'm sure. Speaking of things that I'm doing, just as a reminder, if you're in the Portland metro area, every fourth Sunday, you can check me out at McMiniman's White Eagle Saloon with the homie DJ Ambush with no requests. And it's funny, I just had an opportunity. I'm not sure when I'm gonna release this, but I had an opportunity to do an interview with the homie Bruce Poinsett. And by the time I release this, that interview may be out. I'm not sure, but I talked about how we talked about even the title of the event, No Requests, and the impact that may have on some folk. But it's a place that you can come and let us really curate a night. We're gonna curate 3 hours of just of golden era hip hop for you. So just come through. Like it's the like absolutely no stress. Come through. It's not a party. It's a vibe. Um, it's just straight boom bap. It's an amazing night, man. It's so much fun to have for me to have the opportunity to play with DJ Ambush is more than a pleasure. It's a blessing for real. But we do that every fourth Thursday. It's a free event, so I guess literally no stress. Come through summer months, come through and grab something cold to drink, grab a hot plate, vibe. You've been meaning to catch up with somebody. It's a perfect place to do that. It's a dope way to start off your week. Um, but yeah, man, it's we did when Dave passed. We ended up doing a tribute. We were planning on doing a Dilla tribute since it was Dilla month, and we flipped it, and it was a tribute to Dilla, but then also a tribute to Dave and De La Soul. That was so much fun, and the other thing that we've been able to do is we've been able to capture these, and so you may be able to, if you missed that one, you may be able to gain access to that. More information on that to come for sure. I guess when things like that happen, it also makes you go like, make sure you tapping in with your loved ones because life is short and you never know. Um, but yeah, man. There are a couple of other events I wanna be sure to focus up on. I just wanna remind people August the 20th. Actually, it's not a reminder. As I think about it, I talked about it in the last episode of this podcast, but if you haven't been tapped into any of the other things under DJ Clip Productions, then you don't know this. This is the only way you tapped in, you don't know this. I talked about the fact that I'm doing an event in August the 20th, and I didn't release the details. So August 20th, I'm doing an event to celebrate the 7-year anniversary of Mic Check. Mic Check is a live hip hop showcase that I do. Um, it was the brainchild of a friend of mine, Star Child, who was a promoter, MC, just a dude who really represented Portland in terms of hip hop. And it was uh, Star was the host of the event. The brain it was his brainchild. Trox Diesel, producer extraordinaire, was the resident DJ. Renee Lopez was our photographer, and I was just helping to curate. I was behind the scenes guy. With the radio show, it gave me an opportunity to connect with artists and then recommend folk to do the sets. At any rate, unfortunately, Star Child lost the battle with cancer, and early on, I decided I wanted to continue to do this really just for his legacy. And I learned soon after he passed how important this event was to him. It was really his baby. I didn't, when you're in it, you don't really know. But then it became something that I'm very passionate about and have really fully taken ownership of this. So to celebrate 7 years of doing this event is huge. That number is very significant to me, but to also do it this year, which is the year that we're celebrating the 50th anniversary of hip hop, to do it in August, August 11th is the day that we celebrate as the anniversary of hip hop. And to be able to do this August 20th that's really, really special. And August 20th is the kickoff, the first day of Portland Hip Hop Week. And Star Child is a co-founder of Portland Hip Hop Day. So there's so much that comes together for this event. I'm psyched, man. So I had announced some of the performers. Homeboy Sandman is one of my favorite MCs, MC out of New York, and I feel really blessed to be able to bring him in, Homeboy Sandman, to be the headliner for this anniversary event. Um, and then some of my favorite MCs from the town, Versatile, who I think is one of the best MCs on the planet, Cool Nuts and DJ Fat Boy, who have Cool Nuts has done so much as an ambassador to the Portland scene. DJ Fat Boy is just nice. You know what I mean? Um, Boom Bap Project, who I have built relationships with over the years, and um, a group that really represented the Northwest scene for a number of years. Were on the Rhyme Sayers label and recently released their first album in over a decade, Return Flight. It's dope to have them on the bill. Bremer Baden is a cat who, like me, is a transplant to the scene or to the city, and who I think is really dope. And so it's really, really cool to be able to have him on this bill. Someone who is kind of a part of the newer generation of creatives here in the city. We're doing it at McMenamin's Mission Theater, historic venue, dope venue. Just it's really, really dope. And I'm doing it with I'm really grateful to have DJ OG1 continue to be the DJ that works with me, that supports me on many events, but specifically on Mic Check, who's also going to be in the building. So I'm really, really psyched for that. Partnering with some really, really, really cool people, really dope people. And more information on that is going to be shared very, very soon, probably on the next episode of Everything is Copacetic. I'll be able to break down some of that, and just really psyched and want to see you in the building. So tickets are available right now. I encourage you to get your tickets. This is an all ages event. We want to make sure that everybody can get in the building and experience this. Doors going to be opening at 5 o'clock, and we're going into Sunday night. So you may want to call in and take Monday off, because you don't want. I'm telling you, you don't want to miss this, man. I will share that we're gonna be doing several raffles I want to give away. I have so much stuff to give away. I feel like everybody who comes through is going to have an opportunity to leave with something for sure. Um, it's just going to be a great, great night. So tickets are available right now. You can go to djcliff.com. You can go to McMenamin's Mission Theater and get your tickets. Get them right now. Don't wait. Don't I get them at the door. Nah, get them right now. Save yourself a couple of coins. Get them right now, man. We want to see you in the building, because we're celebrating. We're celebrating a ton of things, man. And like I said, this is a genre that I truly love. So definitely want to see you in the building. Come through, man. Um, so some of the other things that are happening, and again, I'm not sure when this is going to release. So some of this might be old news, but it's by the time you see this. But we're going to continue these conversations. So as of the date that I'm recording this, which is the 14th. So 2 days from now is um, the NBA lottery, where they're gonna see who gets the number one pick. And there's a lot of hope, obviously, that Portland gets the number one pick. And they announced last week, I think it was, that they're sending Brandon Roy to be the representative, because the last time he repped them, the Trailblazers got the number one pick. That's when they got Greg Oden. So, I think hoping for a part of it is hoping that they can bring that bring that back and get the number one pick this year. One of the things that I'm excited about, just as excited about as the potential of getting the number one pick, is the fact that Brandon Roy is doing something again with the Trailblazers. And when Brandon was here, I think that's probably around the time I was really becoming really becoming a Trailblazers fan. And so to see him doing things with the Trailblazers again after a while of not really seeing him, and then reading some articles and some interviews that he did, and everything sounds really, really healthy in terms of him being back with the team. And I'm really excited. I'm really psyched to see this come together again, of the organization and Brandon, and his talk of wanting to maybe even do more things with the organization. And it sounds like the organization is hopeful of that is the case. So I'm psyched, man. But I got to keep it 100 too. Like I said, I'm a Trailblazers fan, so I read. There's a couple of forums that I read, and man, I don't understand some people, man. Some people are kind of salty about Brandon being back involved with the team, and I think that's kind of funny to me. I know that there were questions about why he wasn't around as much, and could it have been something to do with the retirement and then him coming back and going to Minnesota and this, that, and the third. And I feel like two things, man. I feel like one, we got short memories. When Brandon Roy was playing for the Trailblazers, I don't think there were many people who spoke ill of him. I feel like he was um, definitely was considered one of the best Trailblazers in team history. And that man gave us all. His body just broke down, and that's a shame. But I feel like for people to feel some kind of way about him representing the team or being back involved in the team, I feel like that's pretty ignorant. And mind you, everybody has a right to their opinion, just like I have a right to mine. So my opinion is, I feel like that's pretty ignorant. I feel like, this is someone who helped the team have a certain level of success. Um, he's not an individual who caused any drama or anything like that, brought any negative light to the team, represented the team at a high level the whole time that he was here. Um, and so I feel like it's also just an example how everybody has a voice when, just like me, you know what I mean? I have platforms. I've created another platform here for myself to give my opinion. But I will say this, everybody don't need to have a microphone in front of you. You know what I mean? I do, because I think I've put in the but it ain't about me. At any rate, man, I just think I feel, yeah, I guess I'm in my feels a little bit. I wish that people would not always be so negative. There's enough negativity in the world. And um anyway, I think it's gonna be dope. I think it's dope that Brandon is gonna represent the team, getting the number one pick or not. And I'm excited to see what the future looks like in terms of his involvement. And who knows, you know what I mean? He's had quite a bit of success as a coach. I know in one of the interviews that I read, he said that he really wants to get in and learn. With the Trailblazers also announcing that they're going to have their own G League team for the first time, and they've got to fill out a bunch of positions for that. I know that I saw an announcement that they were looking to hire a general manager for that team. Obviously, they're gonna have to have a head coach and fill out the front office, and I don't know. So I feel like there's a bunch of opportunities for his involvement, and just to see the team um, bring in some of the former players is always a good thing. So I'm really excited for that. And then on Tuesday, we get to see, like, do they get the number one pick, or if they don't, and if they do, it seems like it seems like everyone knows that Victor. I don't know how to say his name just yet. I think it's Wembanyama, that he would be the consensus number one pick. And then if not, then it creates a great number of opportunities for I guess it all does, for the Trailblazers to decide what they want to do in terms of keeping the pick, trading the pick. I know Dame's really interested in seeing the team have a greater veteran representation on the squad. So that's an option. So at any rate, man, these next 4 or 5 months are going to be really, really interesting as we get into pre-draft stuff, and then the actual draft, and then off-season moves in terms of free agent signings and re-signings, and then moving into training camp and the start of the season. So it's definitely something that I'll be talking about more on this platform. I'm so grateful to have this platform to talk about that. So that's what's up when it comes to um, where we are right now at the Trailblazers. So I'm excited to be able to jump back on and see. By the time we do this again, they will have had the draft lottery, and we'll see where the Trailblazers end up. Another thing that's happened is the NFL draft, and I'm a New Orleans Saints fan, and it's funny, I hadn't been following them as much. I think with Sean Payton leaving, and Drew Brees retiring. Um, it's been Last season was a tough season for me. I really had taken to, I think, Sean Payton's coaching style and his connection with the media, like just everything. And watching Dennis Allen, the new coach, come through, I'm still trying to get a sense, trying to get a feel for that and for his style, and it's different. I felt really bad for Jameis Winston last year. You always hear that players are not supposed to lose their starting job to injury, and it's a shame to see that he did. But what you gonna do? But they got Derek Carr. Um, the draft looks like they got a solid draft, Alvin Kamara may miss a few games, it seems like, at the beginning of the season, but they brought Michael Thomas back, it looks like, which I didn't expect at all, but really excited for that. So we'll see what all that brings as we get into the new season. Just continuing to watch and like I said, man, uh, just excited to see what comes next with the Saints. Um, One of the things that I decided that I want to do with the Everything is Copacetic podcast is another platform that I have is the Fitness is a Habit platform, which is a wellness brand that I created, a lifestyle brand that I created several years ago. And it's something that I created to be in part sort of a journal or blog for myself, and in part to build community with like-minded people who are about wellness, physical wellness, mental wellness, and spiritual wellness. And the title of Fitness is a Habit is a reminder to myself, but then also to all of us, that it is about creating habits. And so I always want to make sure that I take a little bit of time during this podcast to touch on some things. And so this is something that I thought was pretty interesting, that I wanted to talk about. And we'll lean into this a little bit more in upcoming episodes, man. And it's one of the things that it's like, yeah, we know this, but we have to really we have having reminders is valuable. In short, stop eating sugar. Sugar's not good for you. And one of the worst places to that we see it is in drinks, whether it be even juices, but the big one is soda. And there's several studies, but one in particular, um, looks like when this one was back in 2019, discovered that um, greater consumption of total sugar, sweetened and artificially sweetened soft drinks was associated with higher risk of all cause mortality. So in essence, man, if you consuming a lot of sugary beverages, as well as sugary consuming sugar at all, man, it can increase your risk of metabolic syndromes. It can increase your risk of type 2 diabetes, and even things that are labeled as being sugar free um, can can mess with your risk of, or decreasing your immune system, and make you more susceptible to illness. So at the end of the day, man, the key is you gotta stop eating sugar. So I was going through some wellness issues, and was really my hand was kind of forced, man. And I just decided I was gonna stop. I was like drinking the soda every day. I was, eating a lot of candy bars, and I just by ceasing to do those two things, my wellness issue just cleared up like that. Now everybody's situation is different, obviously, and you know, don't listen to anything that I say. You know what I mean? I'm not a medical doctor. Tap in with your medical doctor. I'm just reading from a report that was released, but I will tell you just my personal opinion, man, or my personal experience. Um, so, man, we got to be healthy, man. I talked earlier about the loss of somebody who I was a fan of, and we see it happening all around us, man. There are certain things that we don't have any control of, but there are certain things that we absolutely do have control of. And I think it's important that we take advantage of those things that we do have control of, and make an effort to put energy behind those things. So that's my fire brand moment of this episode of Everything is Copacetic. So I'm back, y'all. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be back. I know I said it last time I was gonna do it on a regular basis, and I think that was in January, and now we are in May. But I'm definitely back, and you're gonna be hearing more of me, and potentially seeing more of me doing this right here. Thank y'all so much for tapping in. God bless you all. I love you. Um, like, share, subscribe, rate, comment, do all of that, man. We trying to blow this thing up. I think there's going to be some powerful things that'll come of this, and I want to be on this. I want you to be on this life journey with me, man. This is the Everything is Copacetic podcast, brought to you by DJ Cliff Productions. I go by the name of DJ Cliff. Until we have an opportunity to do this again, y'all be blessed. Peace.